Technology and Environment, Professor Sushil Kumar, covering a wide portion of the Pacific Ocean.
Bulabinaka, for those of you that have come from across the shores, I'm sure you're now familiar with this term, Bulabinaka. Bulabinaka, and a good morning and warm greetings to you all. First of all, I want to thank the organizers for inviting me this morning to be here to open this workshop on applications for global navigation satellite systems. New terminology for me, but going through the details of what GNSS is all about, I can see that it's very important for the portfolio that I am responsible for, namely here in Fiji for disaster management, meteorological services, and also for infrastructure and transport. The kind of work that you do in this sphere is something that's going to be important in all of these aspects, and I'm sure that is why the Minister for National Defense is also here, and former Minister for Disaster Management, who was involved in a lot of these activities in the past. And for all of our international visitors that have made it to our shores, as I said, welcome to you all. Welcome to our shores. I hope you will enjoy our tropical weather. Here in Suva, we often have rain in the morning, sunshine in the morning, and rain in the afternoon. Hopefully, Suva will look favorably upon you and make sure that you have sunshine all day long. So that's what I'm hoping for, and I hope that you will enjoy our Fijian hospitality. And if you have time, I recommend that you don't just stay around USP, that you visit other parts of the country. You will see that other parts of the country are very different to Suva. Off the beaten track, they give you a better understanding of our culture, of our people, and our country. A big vinagwa level, and thank you to the United Nations Office for Outer Space Affairs, and for the University of the South Pacific, and to the International Committee on Global Navigation Satellite Systems for organizing this event in Fiji. I think we have a wonderful facility here at the University of the South Pacific. This particular facility, the campus, as being a former student of this university, I've always been impressed with the changes and developments that have taken place here. And it's a great venue to be able to offer programs and workshops that the rest of the Pacific can benefit from. And this is something that we are continually trying to do here in government to promote Fiji as a place, as a hub where activities of this nature can take place, where people from around the world can come and learn about things that are happening here in the Pacific, and at the same time share their knowledge so that they can benefit the rest of our region that we have here. Well, friends, for those of you that have come from other countries to the Pacific, I want you to know that when you come to the Pacific, you will learn about two things that consume us here in the Pacific. Two particular issues that consume us all the time. The first of these is rugby. I don't know whether the countries you come from, whether you've heard of this sport called rugby. But here in the Pacific, this is something that absolutely consumes us. After being in Fiji for a while, hopefully over this week that you'll be here, you will learn that every man, every woman, every child, their dogs and their pets, cats and dogs, they are all rugby experts. And in particular, experts on seven-a-side rugby. They will tell you why the Fiji Sevens team is doing well, and when it does not do too well, they will tell you why this is so. Even though a lot of those people have never played rugby in their lives, or if they did play, they played many decades ago. Rugby Sevens is our consuming passion, one that brings the country together in good times and often becomes a major topic of public and social media discourse, especially when we do not do so well. Thankfully, this year we've done well. The other issue that is true for the whole of the Pacific, that consumes us, absolutely consumes us all the time, is climate change and sea level rise. This is the other topic that actually consumes every single nation in the Pacific. All governments, out in the civil society organizations, NGO, it is a topic that consumes us constantly. Climate change and sea level rise. Why does it consume us? Because for us, this is a topic of life and death. It's not a topic for life and death sometime out in the hazy future. It's a topic of life and death today. It's something that's impacting on us today. So our little Pacific Island nations have fought hard to get these concerns of ours to become areas of concern for the world. the issue of climate change and sea level rise. The various governments have worked very hard to put that on the global agenda. And we're thankful that they are now on the 2030 agenda, the agenda for sustainable development in the world. Why is it so consuming for us? Because we know that what is happening to us here in the Pacific will impact not only on us and the whole world, and will destroy our way of life as we know it unless we do something drastically to change the path that the world is moving along. The world is currently moving on a path of self-destruction. And our little island nations here in the Pacific are highly vulnerable to natural disasters, particularly cyclones, floods, earthquakes, tsunami and drought that have become even more intense these past decades as we're beginning to see the impact of climate change and sea level rise. In 2016, Cyclone Winston caused damage amounting to nearly US $1 billion, or I think roughly more than 20% of Fiji's GDP. One event, just one event, almost destroys economies in the Pacific. So in this regard, the importance of natural disaster preparedness and response cannot be overstated. And I know that the use of satellite imagery has become increasingly critical for effective disaster monitoring and response. That's why it's very critical to the portfolio that I have. Ladies and gentlemen, in Fiji, through the National Disaster Management Offices, benefited from these technological advances that we have in terms of satellite technology through its membership in Sentinel Asia. This has allowed us to access pre- and post-disaster imagery for effective emergency response and recovery. Fiji has also made progress at the national level with the government-endorsed Fiji Geospatial Information Management System. The development of the GIMS, which is how they refer to it, will enable us to utilize space applications to its full potential to address sustainable development in Fiji. Global Navigation Satellite System refers to a group of satellites providing signals from space that transmit positioning and timing data to receivers here on Earth. GNSS is currently being used in a wide range of sectors, including but not limited to mapping and surveying, monitoring of environment, agriculture, and natural resource management, disaster warning, and emergency response, aviation, maritime, and land transportation. As more and more nations of the world are becoming dependent on GNSS systems and signals, it is increasingly important to inform and educate users about the threat of space weather on GNSS systems and applications. I am told that the main objective of the workshop here, that you'll be for the next few days, is to focus on the importance and the need of cooperation to apply GNSS solutions through the exchange of information and the scaling up of capacities among countries in the region. So it's obviously going to bring a lot of benefits, the sharing of information, the different speakers, coming from a multitude of different types of sectors. Information that will be shared will lead to the betterment of lives for all countries that are represented here. We have seen and will continue to witness the severe impacts of disasters caused by climate change on humanity, natural resources, and infrastructure. Workshops such as this strengthen our collective pursuit and determination to address all of those things that affect our lives and affects development. And it is my hope that as a result of this workshop, we in the Pacific will benefit. Thank you for bringing this exchange here to the Pacific. Our local people that will be part of this, they will take back learnings that will apply in our own countries and also on a regional basis to address the issues that I've already talked about before. So I'm not going to speak for too long because if I start talking to you about GNSS, you know much more about it than me. I had last night as I was going through the websites and looking at the links to try to understand what it's all about, I can see that it has great opportunities for us to make use of what is already there in terms of the technology. And as a result of the exchanges that will take place today, I hope to see that you'll come up with good agreements, new ways of cooperating so that that knowledge and that expertise and that understanding can be used to benefit all countries in the world. For us in the Pacific, as I talked about, the overriding passion, the overriding consuming theme that affects us all is climate change and sea level rise. And we hope that the usefulness of this technology will allow us to not only mitigate but also to adapt, help us to adapt to the problems that are consuming us here in the Pacific. So I wish you well for the next few days that you'll be here, sharing your ideas, exchanging with each other, coming up with new things that will move this agenda forward. And before you leave, make sure you spend all your money in Fiji, as we did your foreign exchange in this country. May God bless you all. May God bless this workshop. May it lead to great development in the lives of us all. God bless you, and God bless this workshop.
This university and a Master's in Management from Southern Cross.